Hello and welcome to today's YouTube video. Today's video is going to be about how to win at chess as black. Now I'm going to try and explain it at 3 different levels: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Although I am still on the cusp of like intermediate and advanced in my opinion. So take my advanced explanations with a little bit of a grain of salt since I don't technically have that experience. But yeah, as a beginner, how to win at chess. Basically, first thing you want to do is, I don't know, watch a just watch a 10-minute video on any chess opening as black. However, I wouldn't recommend you play the Sicilian, which is E4, C5. I don't recommend this to beginners. It's too complicated. There's a lot of difficult ideas you have to understand when playing the Sicilian, even if you play one of the easier ones. So I don't recommend the Sicilian. It's too difficult. The opening I do recommend, however, against E4 is simply the Caro-Kann. Now this is just a great opening. I used to play it up until I was 1600, and I played it like since I was 800. So it definitely is a great opening, and it is very easy to learn. Yeah, most of the time you'll get hit with this. And when they play the advanced, you play C5. This is a very fun line. If they take, you open up your bishop, trying to attack everything here. And it's just a very, very good opening. So yeah, go watch like my video on the Caro-Kann. I have a video on the Caro-Kann. You can watch Gotham Chess video on the Caro-Kann. There's plenty of resources out there. And hey, if you're up to it, go get a free Chessable course on the Caro-Kann. I'm sure there's one out there. But you don't have to do that at beginner level. You can just watch a video and not really have to study that much because it's too much effort. I don't know, if you're feeling lazy, you don't actually have to study openings that hard. But yeah, that's one of the big picture things. But another thing you should definitely be doing as a beginner is castling as soon as possible. I know this isn't the Caro-Kann, but I'm just showing examples. No, you shouldn't play d6 actually. You should just castle as soon as possible. Basically, as a beginner, you want to focus on big picture things, not so much little things like when to push a pawn, or even losing a pawn. You shouldn't worry about too much, although try not to lose pawns for no reason. Maybe you watched a video on a gambit, and then losing a pawn's fine. Yeah, try to focus on the big picture stuff, like castling very early. Don't blunder pieces for no reason. Don't move pieces twice in the opening for no reason. Yeah. Just simple things like that. It honestly just takes a little bit of time to get used to principles in chess as a beginner. It's not so much that you're bad at chess, you're just kind of learning a new game. And it is a very difficult game. You kind of just have to get used to how it works. And that comes with trial and error. You're going to make mistakes, you're going to lose probably a lot. It happens to all of us. We all started somewhere, and you lose, and that's how you learn. Okay. Now, as an intermediate player, how to win is you're going to now pick an opening. It may be the same opening you played as a beginner, but now you actually have to study the opening. I switched to the Sicilian as I think I was like around 1800. So yeah, somewhere in that intermediate range, you need to pick an opening and kind of stick to it, and now you're going to actually study it. At this point, find a free Chessable course. It's going to help you so much. Just find a free Chessable course. It makes things so much easier to study, and basically just memorize openings with spaced repetition. Makes it very, very easy to learn. Yeah, like I just have a free Chessable course on the open, or not the open, but the Accelerated Dragon. And hey, I know how to play the opening now. And in my video recapping my first tournament game this week, I played 15 moves of theory, in the Accelerated Dragon. So all with a free chessable course. Like I didn't pay for anything. I just played 15 moves of theory, and I I didn't pay for anything. But hey, I still did it, and that kind of showed my knowledge for once, of the opening. But yeah, just like know some common ideas in the opening. Know maybe a few lines. It's really not that difficult to learn some theory, as long as you put just a little bit of effort in. It'll help you so much, especially in the long run, to know some theory, because you don't want to just be playing garbage lines every game, and that'll really affect your growth in the long run. But yeah, just like this is all theory. It's really not that difficult. Um, yeah, castles, and then take the center, and this is just the Accelerated Dragon. Very, very good opening. Which I recommend to beginners, or not beginners actually. I don't recommend to beginners. Recommend to intermediate players. Yeah, basically just learn some theory as an intermediate. Yeah, but another thing you have to do as intermediate players is you have to do puzzles. And puzzles really aren't that hard. For example, you can just do Puzzle Rush like once a day. Like you just go over to the Puzzle Rush. Here, let me change my scene to live. Just go over to the Puzzle Rush thing. Click Survival, play, and this is what happens. It shows you position. You're going to do some puzzles. Boom, checkmate. Wow, boom, checkmate. And then you're just going to do that all the way until you get 3 wrong, and then it's going to be like, okay, you lost. And then you're like, oh, whatever. And then you do it again tomorrow, and you're going to keep learning more and more tactics. It's really not that difficult. I attribute much of my growth to doing Puzzle Rush every day when I was an intermediate player, because I used to be a very tactical player, believe it or not. Now I don't really know what I'm doing, honestly. But yeah, having tactics as an intermediate player is such a strong asset that you're just going to win a lot more games by being simply better at tactics, better at calculating than your opponent. And that essentially does it for the intermediate pool. Let's see if I can get my chess. Oh, I can. Nice. My chess scene back. Anyways, now for an advanced player, now might be the time where you, I don't know, buy a course. You need to start knowing theory. It's a requirement as an advanced player. You need to know theory. It's just one of those things that you have to know. Maybe you can get by with a free chessable course. Maybe you have a couple free chessable courses for the same opening. I know I'm trying to explain how to win as black, but the only opening I've bought is a Jobava course from Daniel Naroditsky and from Bortnik. And this is an investment I made because, hey, it's a really fun opening. I didn't buy it immediately because I'm like, what if I don't like the opening? But after I just played it, after watching a couple YouTube videos on it, I noticed I really like the opening. So I bought a course on it, and I'm still learning a lot of theory. Like, there's a lot of theory to learn, but it's a really fun opening. Like, this is just basically the starting position. And you'd be surprised, especially, this is going back to kind of the beginner level, but you'd be surprised at how many people just simply blunder the fork at a beginner level. So I recommend this opening to beginners, for sure. This is a very great opening. I love this opening. But yeah. Just know some theory. Now is the time where you gotta start knowing your openings very well to just have a better chance at winning. And other than like really studying openings as an advanced player, you gotta be good at tactics. You have to know how to calculate, or you're not going to advance at all. And one way to kind of just improve your tactics even further is now you have to set goals doing Puzzle Rush. Going back to the Puzzle Rush, So yeah, survival. My top score is 55, so maybe set a goal slightly below or above your top score, and keep playing Puzzle Rush until you reach that goal. For example, my daily goal used to be 40. I'd be like, okay, I'm just going to get to 40 in Puzzle Rush, or I'm just going to keep doing it. Nowadays, I could probably just say 50 and just keep doing Puzzle Rush until I do 50. Although I haven't really done Puzzle Rush in a long time since I've been busy with work, but that's okay. But now, as an advanced player, you have to set goals. As like just in Puzzle Rush, it's a simple example, but be like, okay, I'm going to get 50 in Puzzle Rush today, and I'm not going to stop doing puzzles until I do that. That's just a very simple example, but along those lines is something that you should be doing. Yeah. Another thing you should understand as an advanced player is positional concepts. And what I mean by that is stuff like, let's say they play the Meroxy bind against you. Take, G3, and this happened in one of my games on Monday. Now, there's a lot of positional concepts in the Meroxy bind, but basically white is controlling the d5 square, so you're never going to be playing d5, so just get that off your mind. But basically, now you have to understand that you can very easily control the d4 square, since now your opponent has pushed both their pawns neighboring that square. So now these two squares in particular are very weak, and a lot of your plans can actually be exploiting that. For example, on Monday, one of my ideas is just exploiting very simple like positional weakness. After developing your bishop, hey, guess what the bishop was just doing? It was defending the b2 pawn. Of course, this is theory. And there's a lot of other things behind it that you have to understand. Like if knight back, then you literally just undevelop your queen, and argue that this knight is stupid. Yeah, there's a lot of things that you have to understand as an advanced player to really excel and win games, because your opposition is really going to get difficult, at the 2000 level. But yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope some of these tips helped you, and I hope you stick to some of these rules, and I hope that it helps you win, especially as black. Maybe I'll come out with a video tomorrow how to win as white. But yeah, I hope these tips help you. Don't forget to leave a comment down below, like and subscribe, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.